is not a dream, but it is, in fact, No Box Sports Podcast, episode number 17. Brought to you by No Box Entertainment. And in case you didn't know, I'm one of your hosts, Uncle Doug.
And I'm the original CP3.
That's the original CP3. You better not ever forget it. You know, and what we ain't gonna forget is what happened this Sunday, this fun day. We call it a snow day because our Philadelphia Eagles showed up to the link and handled business.
They did.
Rain, sleet, snow. The Eagles is trained to go. The Eagles plow the Rams in the snow 28-22. Oh, man, that's definitely a pause. But, we had to plow some shit down there. Sometimes you got to do that when the team in your way and the snow in your way.
Yeah.
Hard Fork game, 22-28. My Eagles advanced to the NFC championship game. Oh my God, we going to the championship game. Make some noise.
Woo!
Oh man. How you feeling coming off that win, man?
Man, I feel great, man. I was definitely like everybody else nervous because it was such a tight game in that first half. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like we all was waiting because we played them before in the season. I think we were all waiting for that Saquon Barkley run, and we weren't disappointed. We weren't disappointed, and man, we still alive. We still here.
I think we got two Saquon Barkley runs this game, man. And if you didn't know, Saquon Barkley showed up and showed out once again. I mean, the first game he played, he set a career high in yardage with darn near 300 total yards almost. Over 200 yards rushing, broke Shady's single season record. This game right here, he had 26 carries for 205 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns, man. So I don't know if the Rams watched tape. I don't know what happened, but he came out and was just as effective in the snow. Word around the hood is that he called Shady and asked him, what's the key to being effective in the snow? In the second half, I think he listened to Shady, and I think he broke like a 70-something yarder in the second half. So Saquon was trained to go rain, sleet, or snow, 200 yards. Let's just run through it real quick. Jalen Hurts, 15 for 20, 128 yards passing. No passing touchdowns.
Dallas. He had a heck of a run too, though. He had a heck of a run too.
He started off the game with like a 40-yard scamper for a touchdown off a design run, where he looked pretty good getting downfield. So it wasn't like he wasn't ineffective, but he had no passing touchdowns. He had one on the ground.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert was the leading receiver, 4 receptions, 56 yards. Matt Stafford went for 324 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams went for 100 yards. Puka Nacua went for 6 receptions, 97 yards. And again, we beat the Rams 28-22, moving to 16-3 on the season. So it wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't really a game in which, the offense got going per se. We weren't looking to get the offense going after that first game where we kind of struggled to get our footing versus Green Bay. But the conditions made it kind of hard for this to be a track meet anyway. So it's like
we had glimpses. We had glimpses of cohesion, but definitely not consistent. We were definitely not consistent all game in regard offensively. Offensively, we were not, man.
Offensively, man. It's and I just was talking about this before we got online. I don't know if we should expect Jalen Hurts to light it up at this point. I don't. I mean, we got a formula that works. Saquon been, executing to the fullest. Our O-line is the best in the league when they're going forward and when they backpedaling. We haven't won a game through the air since when? Honestly, Cincinnati is the Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the last time I could think of it. We haven't won many games through the air consistently. That's not really our butter or our bread at this point.
But
Our
it's
butter and bread is what we've been doing. Saquon wise, what you were saying?
I was just gonna say it, but my thing is, I still believe it's in the bag. I
Uh-huh.
still believe it's in our bag. I still believe that if we need to, if for some reason the defense figures out some way to stop Saquon, they still got to worry about Hurts and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Like we have the two best receivers in the game right now. The best wide receiver duo in the game right now. Okay, that's what I'm saying right now. We the last out of everybody left. We definitely the best wide receiver duo still playing. Now you can argue about whether we're in the league, fine, but right now we still that duo against anybody that's still playing, we the best. And so I still feel like we have that. But even if we got to lean on Saquon, I mean, honestly, I feel like Saquon, man, he ain't really had this kind of success all that time he was in New York. It's like he overdue. He like, I'm like, he had that one year where we beat him. That 1 year, 2022, they got to the playoffs and we beat him.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, he hasn't had. So he's been pent up. He like a man that's been pent up, and he finally able to let it out.
He do got a lot of energy when he as he's running through the end zone. When he breaking away, he always doing something extra as he's running, like hitting his head, looking getting the end zone.
That's a pent up man.
Saquon.
Now, come on, man.
He don't know when he'll be back. He ain't taking no playoffs for granted. He just sat over there in New York and watched all these throwaway years, and he like, I am here now. And thank God y'all sent the Saquon, because honestly, Saquon has covered up some of our struggles on offense with the play calling. Definitely. And Jalen Hurts holding the ball occasionally too long, and him not being in sync with AJ was causing AJ to turn into a reader. And I don't know what Smitty do over there on the sideline, but I know Smitty finding ways to cope over there some type of way. Our offense look real choppy. It doesn't look smooth at all outside of the run game. So we should definitely do ourselves a favor and try to establish the run early. And honestly, I didn't think we was leaning on the run enough at different points in the game. Sunday. That was a main concern of mine. We was getting cute. It was like they came out saying, no, we're gonna show them we can pass. Or I don't know if they knew it was about to snow, and then they was like, we're gonna pass a bunch early. But I didn't feel like Saquon was getting the ball enough in the first half.
But what about the argument that maybe you wanted to try to keep them honest? Like you didn't want them, you wanted to kind of try to, I may have to rewatch. I will have to rewatch the tape because I definitely watched the game. I may have to rewatch it again to focus on that half that just in the first half, and to see if maybe it was because the defense was like gearing up to try to stop Saquon. You know what I mean? So maybe they was trying. That's what was presented, was more passing plays than you and I would have liked. Because I'm with you. I did think we should have ran more. At least it felt like, as a fan watching. But also feel like, what if they just was trying to, keep the defense? I was like, hey, we still a threat. Like, don't get it twisted. We're not just going to run the whole time. Like, we can still air it out to kind of keep them on their toes. To kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get that.
But I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. I say that, but I was surprised that we didn't seem to run more, because I definitely felt like the runs that Saquon had like that last one in the second half, he was due. Like you were just waiting for that to happen.
And it was a while before he got a carry before that. It was like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, what are we doing? I think we had just turned the ball over on the fourth down, trying to get too cute.
Right.
The drive before. But for me, we passed trying to preserve Saquon. If you got to get that guy the ball 40 times, give him the ball 40 times. That's where I'm at now. We win games through Saquon.
Right.
And honestly, you would have liked to see them to get the play action going with AJ and Devontae and got it off of that, but that part of our game ain't really developing right now. I don't know if I got hope for that part. I'm honestly like I don't know what to think about that part. I'm trying to focus on the positive, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, we have to win a game. We're gonna have to win a game passing at some point. You don't win a championship doing what you want to do the whole time. I don't remember. Somebody's going to make you not play your preferred way. And when that happens, this has been an ongoing conversation on the podcast, sports radio, national media. What's up with Hurts, man? What's
So
up with
y'all feel like y'all feel like the Steelers game was a fluke. That's what you feel like? You feel like 2022 was so long ago, and he's already not that player. 2 years now, he's already not that player that he was in that Super Bowl when he was doing both passing and running. You don't think he can do that again. You don't think that's in his bag.
To me, that game wasn't the norm for him. That game was just a great game in that position. That wasn't like what we were seeing all year. So when people reference that game, it's cool. He had a good game that game, a lot of passing yards, a lot of rushing yards. Number one, Jalen was healthy. He was able to run that game, and he did run that game. Number two, if you look at the games before that, similar to how he looks now. So it's not like we have a large sample size of him being able to do this on command. We do have a few games where we could point to and say, okay, he passed well that game. He passed well that game. But I'm not confident enough to say you can just do it on command. Like if we come out, let's say we beat the Commanders and we come out versus the Kansas City Chiefs, who has a great run defense, and they decide, you know what, Hurts, you're a little banged up. Saquon been beating everybody. We are the champions. We going for a three-peat. Y'all are not running the ball with Saquon. They have a D tackle that can probably screw up our whole game plan. When we come across that, will Jalen Hurts have the health and the rhythm to be able to hit those passes, to be able to stand back there in that pocket and not run around 10 seconds, then find somebody? I'm not so confident because nobody made us play that way so far. So it's like you hope that we can. You have reasons to doubt it, and you have reasons to believe that we can. But the overwhelming majority fact is we haven't had to. And when you don't use muscle, it gets weaker.
So are you basing this off of stats or what you see on your eye? Your eyes tell you that he looks like he can't throw passes consistently to the receiver. Because I feel like, for example, he could have had at least one touchdown pass if AJ catches that ball.
Yeah, you can say that.
That was a good pass. That pass wasn't a bad pass. It wasn't a pass that was like behind. That was a good pass. AJ didn't catch that ball.
That was a good pass. I believe Jalen Hurts can make winning plays. I do. But in a game to where he has to make the winning play, I don't necessarily. I'd rather not see us in that situation because I haven't seen it enough this year. It's been more complimentary. Jalen just complimenting what we doing with the running game, and that's the type of game. That's the way you want to play with Jalen Hurts. That's the way you always play with Jalen Hurts. Back to college to now, he's never been an air you out type of quarterback. But I'm a little worried because number one, let's touch on this. It's already been too long since we touched on it. Quinyon Mitchell went down in the game. First quarter, shoulder injury. He did not return. I'm not sure whether or not he's playing. The latest reports I hear is he has a chance to play. Is not major. He avoided major injury, and he has a good chance to play. So that's what I'm hearing now. Is nothing guaranteed, but that's what I'm hearing now. Who else? I think we lost one more piece. Jalen Hurts. He got banged up in the third quarter, knee injury. He actually got the knee injury at first. People don't realize this, but it was the end of the first half. That last play where he got sacked on the first half, his knee got buckled up under him. He limped off the field. It wasn't a big deal made of it because it was halftime. He went straight off the field after that. But it happened again in the third quarter. Same type of play, sack, holding the ball too long. And after that sack, which happened at 3:51 left in the third quarter, Jalen Hurts had 0 rushing yards after that, and he could only pass the ball 3 times after that. 3:51 left in the third quarter. So obviously he wasn't healthy. He was a shell of himself the end of that game. And fast forward to this week, he's in practice today, but he's not really practicing. He's just trying to do light exercises, loosen up the knee, no wear and tear on it. So he's practicing, but he's not really practicing. He's banged up right now. And a large part of Jalen Hurts' game, and let me just get this out the way. He said he'll be good to go Sunday.
Yeah, both him and Mitchell.
I don't know what else he's supposed to say at this point.
Right.
But he said he'll be good to go.
Yeah.
But that's concerning to me. Because if Jalen Hurts isn't able to run, that's the majority of his game, in my opinion. That's the best attribute of his game, his ability to hold that backside DN or linebacker where they're supposed to go, because you know Jalen Hurts can take off, or they manning us up across the board. You exploit it with your legs. You running around in the pocket, finding somebody late. Those are the best attributes of his game. If he's not mobile and not able to maneuver the pocket, I think it'll be a disservice to try him out there on some, I'm gutting this out. I know he's the leader of the team. Listen to what I'm saying. Snow game aside, perfect conditions as far as the field. If you trout Jalen Hurts out there knowing he can't run the ball, and the defense knowing that, why would he even be under center at that point? He's not a pure passer. He's not a pocket passer. Half of his ability is cut off. That's like sending Muhammad Ali in a ring without a jab. It makes no sense. So for me, if Jalen Hurts cannot run the ball and cannot bring his normal mobility to the table, I might be crazy, but you might want to think about firing up Tanner McKee in a situation like this. You know, because Tanner McKee, I said it, number 16, the third string quarterback who gets rid of the ball fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just need y'all to understand one thing. It's the same person that is a very big, huge fan, of Nick Foles. So he's thinking right now, ladies, he ain't want to put that, he ain't want to tell y'all that part. Maybe y'all remember. But this bull, Nicky Montana, he likes to call him. Montana. He up here he is up here low key trying to bring back nostalgia of what Tanner McKee's gonna be the Nick Foles of the 2024 season. Is that what you're trying to do right now? That's what we doing?
I'm not trying to do that. I'm not, and I know it's easy to draw the parallel. I don't want. What I'm saying is, so you feel like a banged up. Let's say Jalen Hurts cannot run Sunday. His knee is to the point where he cannot run. He can just do the minimum. Somebody scream at him on the blitz. He can't react off the knee and escape. You want that Jalen Hurts to lead your team the whole game?
I feel I'm going to say I don't know if what you're saying is actually what's going on. What I believe that I don't believe that Jalen Hurts is a selfish player. Okay. So if he didn't believe that he has the ability, he may not be able to be 100% and be able to do all the things that he normally would do. Right. You know what I'm saying? That run that he had in the first quarter last game, he may not be able to do that come this Sunday. Right.
He won't be able to do
but
that.
If he believes that he's mobile enough to make to keep the defense honest and actually, throw the ball and get to his receivers who are great receivers, because he had the great thing about this is that he's not in a situation where he's playing with, sorry to say this, back in the day, he's not playing with James Thrash and Todd Pinkston kind of receivers. He's playing with legit
Freddie Mitchell
number one receivers. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to make lemonade out of lemons. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like he does have that going for him. He just has, and I believe that he has the ability to actually get the ball to them and maybe move enough, again, to keep the defense honest and get out the way of a sack, possibly. Maybe he can't run for 40 yards, but he can still move out the way to get a sack. I don't know if I want to put the ball in the hands of a rookie, or even if we wanted to say Kenny Pickett. I'm right with my quarterback, man. I feel like he's well enough. If he wasn't well enough, he would say, or they would say, "Yeah, he's not well enough. He's not ready to do this."
Bro,
I don't believe it.
Ain't no professional athlete is going to get to this point in the season at the lead in his team. If he can stand out there and play, he's going to play. So to think that he'll sit down if he wasn't mobile It's crazy, bro. He gonna put a knee brace on. He gonna take a shot, and he's going to play. I'm
So
asking you, if Jalen Hurts does not have his mobility, do you think that's the best quarterback to have under center on Sunday? We're trying to go to. This ain't a regular season game, bro. This is the goal to the Super Bowl. Give you 3 more weeks to heal up. You telling me you want to roll a immobile Jalen Hurts out there and have him rely totally on his arm?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if.
We don't know. We don't know this.
No. What I'm saying is, forget the mobility part in regards to running for 40 yards. If he feels that he can strong enough to get the tush push going, I still need him more than I need Kenny Pickett or Tanner McKee. You don't think he's even that? You don't think he's even that strong enough to do that?
If he doesn't have the ability to pull a ball from Saquon belly and go for 10, no. What would be the purpose of playing him if he can't do that?
I think
he's not out there for his pocket presence. He's not out there for how he delivers the ball. He's out there because of the total package of Jalen Hurts, which is the winning intangibles mixed with the mobility, mixed with the decision making. You take the mobility out, I say that's 40-50% of his game that makes him effective. And if the defense has that advantage, unless he's gonna turn into a pocket passer overnight, I don't
you
know.
Feel like Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee have better decision making skills than him. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, I think we've seen that in the short sample size that we've seen both of them play those 2 weeks where he was out. As far as getting rid of the ball, strictly passing and running the offense. If you cut Jalen Hurts' legs off and they all just got their arms, Jalen Hurts would not be the best quarterback out of them three. We're going to clip this. Y'all going to tell me if this is laughable or is this facts?
He said if you cut. No, I'm saying about. He said I just imagining it.
I'm saying if none of them got legs, legs to run, I'm not rolling Jalen Hurts out there over them.
I got you.
I might roll him out, him or Pickett. I'll flip a coin.
I feel like I feel like the only problem I've always had with him is the deep ball. But in regards to like
you got to plant for the deep ball. Intermediate plant short legs.
Intermediate to short passes. I still feel like Jalen Hurts has a good enough arm to do those things. I just feel like if he needs to be a part, I feel like he can still make the right decisions. And I also feel like when they say good to go, they're also considering that part, that he can actually run something. He may not be able to run again, like I said, for 40 yards per se, but the 10 yards you're talking about, I would imagine that he's probably good enough to do that. They're going to shoot him up with something that's probably going to help him to be good enough to do that. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll have the mobility you're talking about.
I hope fine. I'm not doubting that he'll be fine. All I know is from that practice footage I seen today,
he look bad.
It looked like he don't want to do nothing that's accelerated. He's literally walking. But, it is what it is. I'm hoping he's healthy come this Sunday. I don't see a world in which he doesn't play, regardless of what his condition is. I would just say watch it closely. And if I was the coaching staff, I would be preparing plan A and B and possibly C.
Quick question. Who's the backup?
It should be Tanner McKee, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think he has a stronger arm than Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
I think he's less Kenny Pickett to an extent is a little shell shock from the Pittsburgh experience. Mm-hmm. I say Tanner McKee just plays a little bit more freer, and I like the fact that he trusts his receivers. Like when you see that guy play, it's like, AJ, Smitty, just whatever you call, it's getting out of my hands. I just like that aspect of Tanner McKee's game, even though it's a small sample size. I'm hoping we don't have to deal with none of these guys, but
yeah,
if it comes down to a Hobble Hurts or one of them guys, man, I think there will be a real decision to be made. Let's hope there's not.
I'm asking for that reason. That's why I asked, because at the end of that's the other part about this is that, if whoever the backup is, if let's say Hurts gets banged up, you got to put somebody in. If you put the third string in, then Hurts is definitely done. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
if he's out for a few plays, we need somebody to, come in. Who do you have that maybe can clean? Who do you think you'd rather have cleaning up? And I agree with you. I think Tanner I would probably feel a little better with Tanner than Kenny Pickett. Honestly, Kenny Pickett just has experience. I agree with you that when it comes to the skill wise, Tanner's probably the better. Yeah.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, I think they invested a little bit more into Pickett. So, they traded. So for whatever reason, he's number 2 on the depth chart.
Okay.
I don't want to see the one of them. Honestly, I'd rather see a healthy Jalen Hurts. But if he's not healthy and it's costing us throughout the game, I'm not built to go down with the ship. I'm not. We came too far to get to this point and not do the smart thing. But let's hope Jalen Hurts is trained to go and able to stand on all his 10 toes come Sunday versus the Washington no-name football team. We about to get into it. It's going down this Sunday at 3:00, the NFC Championship game. Oh, man, we've been waiting for this all year. And it's here, baby. We getting right into it. We getting right into it. We got to preview it, man. The Washington no-name football team is just coming off a major win, going into the number 1 seed in the NFC home and stunting on them, dropping 45 points. Oh my gosh, bro. You heard right. They dropped 45 points on the Lion, man. Jalen Daniels went for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. Only missing 9 throws. Their running back went for 2 TDs. Damani Brown went for 100 yards. And their defense played really well. Golf through 3 interceptions. They got they had 5 turnovers, the Lions. Between fumbles and interceptions. So the Washington no-name football team is one of the hottest teams in football, and a lot of people saying they are the hottest team in football, and they are the last team that beat us. So we got to go ahead and get into it, man. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington no-name football team this Sunday, 3:00 at the Lincoln, man. What you thinking about this game, man? What's your first thoughts when you hear that?
A little bit nervous because of Jaden Daniels, but I think we're good, man. I think I get a little bit nervous, it's like, but I think we're the better team, and I'm for the better team prevailing. And even with the banged up Hurts, I still feel like we got the better team. And Saquon did make some good plays against them too. So we can bust a run against them.
We could bust a run or 2 against them. So let's just go back. Let's just go back in history and look at our games versus the Commanders, so you can see how the last one went. In case you don't remember, that was our last loss on December 22nd. Jalen Hurts got hurt in the second quarter and wound up going out that game. And that game wound up actually going to overtime from my recollection. Didn't they go to overtime and they beat us?
No. It was overtime. They just came back and beat us.
It was overtime. Okay, yeah, they beat us.
Was it overtime?
It wasn't overtime.
No, I just thought they came back and beat us. GJ was out that game. Remember, he got out that game, and
DJ got ejected. Hurts got hurt.
We definitely need him to be smart, but no, I don't think it went to overtime. I think they just came back in the fourth quarter.
And to beat us that game, Jaden Daniels had to turn into Superman. He had 5 touchdowns through the air. He had 81 yards on the ground. Saquon had 150 and 2 TDs. Pickett had a decent amount of success through the air. He had 150 and basically a 1/2 and 1 TD. And it was a shootout. I mean, our defensive captain went down and our offensive leader went down. So it wasn't a real sample size of them playing the actual Eagles. They did beat us last. This is our 3rd meeting. So the last 2 games was rematches. This game is what do you want to call this? This is not even a rematch. This is like this is becoming like a series, a saga 3 times in one season. Like
right.
Most time you can play a team in one season is 3. So
especially in the division.
Yeah, it's a division game. We know each other.
Yeah.
It's not about scouting at this point. It's about play making, man. And I feel like if we're healthy and Jalen Hurts, it's funny. Jalen Hurts went out with an injury last time we played them, and he's hobbled now. So we'll see how that develops. But CJ DJ should play. We get Quinion back. We did lose N'Kobe Dean since then. And shout out to Burks,
Yeah,
42, who stepped in.
They played okay. They played
He
okay.
wasn't a liability.
No.
Didn't do anything spectacular. Made a few plays, but he wasn't a liability from what I see. So he holding down the fort. So I don't know what type of game this is going to be, but I do feel the team that get to 30 or the closest to 30 will win the game. This is a hot team, so I do feel like they'll come out still hot like they've been. You don't come off 45 and beating the team last time he played them and come into and get stalemated. So I do think they might start a little hot.
They ain't played the number one defense though. That defense, the Lions defense wasn't number one defense. And they had injuries. They playing number one defense this week.
Yeah, so you think all that's gonna get stifled?
I mean, they ain't gonna get shut out, but I'm just saying, like 30 points seems pretty high against the number one defense. Like, are you saying our defense is going to lay down?
No. I don't think they'll lay down. But to me, once you get to a certain point in the postseason, like the Rams last week, 22. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't the snow, they probably would have scored another touchdown. Just to be honest. So you can have the number one defense all you want. That means you ain't gonna break once you get to this point in the season. The number one defense is a cool thing to say all throughout the season. But when you get to the upper elite teams with quarterbacks that really don't care what defense you in, I don't lean so much on the defense, but I do feel like we'll make more plays than they will defensively. And I'm confident in that, but not to the point of where we about to shut anybody down at this point of the season. I just don't think that's.
No, we're not shutting. I'm just thinking. I just don't know if we necessarily giving up 30 points. Is all I'm saying. Like I don't know if it's first to 30 in this game. Honestly, I don't even know. It might be a tighter game than that. You know what I'm saying? That game that we had, we lost 36-33. I don't know if we're going to put up points like that this game coming up. Could be wrong, but I feel like our defense has gotten even better than we did that game. You know what I mean? They learned from that mistake. So I don't – and as long as we don't have the snow issue or something like that, because I feel like just like you were talking about the offense, not offense of the Rams being limited because of the snow, our defense was also limited in some ways. Some of our corners, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like you know, to go into what we want to talk about in regards to winning the game. I feel like in order for us to win, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we have to keep Jaden Daniels contained, and B, figure out a way to put pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I trust our corners. You know how I feel about Quinion. I mean, I know he's hurt. You know how I feel about Quinion. So Terry McLaurin, you're gonna have a long day, buddy. If Quinion playing, you have a long day, buddy. Just want to let you know. Just want to warn you.
He's a finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year too. Him and Cooper DeJean.
Well deserved. Both of them. Well deserved. So I just think we have to keep Jaden Daniels contained and put pressure on that bull. Don't let that bull feel comfortable. Don't let him feel like he can eat a sandwich looking for his receivers. Make him feel like he got to do. If he don't do a 2-second drop, if he don't do a 2-second pass, he getting sacked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the Eagles definitely win a game if they make Jaden Daniels uncomfortable.
Yep.
And I think that's short, sweet, and simple. We definitely need to make Jalen Daniels uncomfortable. Blitz, make him make quick decisions.
Yep.
Exotic looks, quick decisions, and I'm kind of confident that Vic Fangio can do that. It's a rookie quarterback. We've seen him this the third time. I'm pretty sure some things in there Vic can figure out where he struggles and give him some looks because he'll turn the ball over. He's fearless. He takes care of the ball. He gave us 2 interceptions last time we played him. So it's in there. We just played them literally a month ago. We played them December.
We have like 5 turnovers in that game. That's the crazy part about how we lost. We had 5 freaking turnovers, I think, in that game.
It was a lot. It was a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know he had 2 interceptions. They lost 3 fumbles. Lost 3 fumbles. So yeah.
So
a lot of turnovers, and they still got us. I mean, everything went right for them that game, besides the turnovers, and they beat us. it would have to be a snowball effect of a game for them to beat us. I think the Eagles definitely win if they give the ball to Saquon Barkley. I'm going to say the magic number again, 25 times. 25 times at minimum. And I'm talking rushing attempts, not through the air. Not through the air. The
Yeah.
Eagles definitely win the game if they give Saquon Barkley the ball 25 times, if they win the
Okay.
turnover battle, and if Jalen Hurts is 80% or 70% of himself. Because if he's not healthy, to me, that's the only thing that can make me nervous about this game. Literally, if the health of Jalen Hurts, his last name is Hurts, so it's ironic right now because I'm not sure about his health, and honestly, before I started to review it today, I had no worries about the no-name football team. But now that I'm seeing Jalen Hurts, how he's moving on the field, I'm like, that's the one scenario to where I would be worried because he's the leader of the team, and I don't see them subbing him out outside of like a you can't play type of situation. So if Jalen Hurts is somewhat healthy and Saquon has 25 carries and we win the turnover battle, we definitely win this game. That's the formula for us to win every game, honestly. That's what I've been saying this whole playoff run. Just to recap last week, what I said was if Jake Elliott don't miss a kick, which he did, he missed the extra point, the first extra point. I was just shaking my head like this mother.
I got nervous. I thought of you. When I saw that first extra point. I was like, oh boy. But then he sucked it up, man. He did what he's supposed to do.
I said if Saquon had 150 on the ground, he had 200. And I said if Jalen Hurts had 200 through the air, and he almost did, a couple of drop balls. But that first or third one did not happen. The only one that happened was Saquon, but we still got the win.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my ones for this week, man. Win the turnover battle, 25 for Saquon. Hurts has to look somewhat healthy. Not 100%, but you can't. The defense can't look at you and know you're not running. That's not going to go well for us. So we win a game if we do those things. And since we talking about how we win a game if we do this, we might as well go into picking the game, man. We might as well get right into our prediction with the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFC East champions, versus the little muffs of the NFC East, the Washington no-name football team on Sunday. NFC Championship game. First game, 3 o'clock in Philadelphia at the Link. CB3 Original. What you think?
24-21.
Ooh.
Eagles.
That sounds like a Jake Elliott type game.
We've been waiting for it. 24-21. 24. I mean, it don't have to be. It don't really. I mean, the combination can be the combination, but Jake Elliott is definitely going to be a factor, obviously. But 24-21, bro.
24-21. There you go.
That's too close, but that's what's probably going to be. I don't want it that close. I really don't. I really don't.
27-21 Eagles. 27-21 Eagles.
So we both feel like, that we can hold them to 21 points. Okay.
27-21 Philadelphia Eagles fly straight to New Orleans.
I mean, can we please have the Minnesota circa 2017 kind of conference championship game? Can we have that? Can we have the one where we think it's close? Oh, and then the Eagles blow them out. Can we have that?
Or the one we're San Francisco, where we broke them down and it was just over.
I mean, honestly, Jaden Daniels. First of all, I got a few reasons why we need to win the Super Bowl. But Jaden Daniels, man, look, that guy's scary. I'm all right with us getting to the Super Bowl if we knock him out like we did Brock Purdy. I'm okay with that. I'll still take the win.
A win is a win.
I'll still take the win.
Win is for sure. So man, that's we both picking the Eagles.
Yep, of course.
We both feeling good about this. We both feeling like this show is going to mean something come Super Bowl time, because last year we was previewing two other teams and it wasn't really as enjoyable as it would have been if we were talking about the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So that's where we at now. Those are our picks: the Philadelphia Eagles over the Washington No Name Football Team. You dig me?
Yes, sir.
You dig
Yes,
me?
sir.
And you feel like we gotta go this year. You feel like this is like of the utmost importance for us to get this one.
Dude, we got it's a bunch of reasons, but yes, we definitely gotta win it. Like this, it's too there. We're so close. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we got there in 2022.
Yeah.
We pretty much, you know, you can argue what made us lose the game. We should have won that one, honestly. And you know, some depending on how you feel, we should have won that one. You know, I know Patrick Mahomes is great, but we should have won that. But for me, I feel like there's at least 5 reasons. Actually 6 if you talk about the Jaden Daniels one I just said earlier. Because honestly, I feel like it's us and the Commanders for like the next 3 years at least. That's gonna be a battle. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Cowboys and Giants fans, sorry, but nah, y'all not gonna be better than those two teams. But I feel like the first thing is this team is never going to be as good as they were this year. There's going to be a lot of different changes. Saquon going to be older. We may not be able to keep all the players that we got free agency. That's the first thing. Mm-hmm. The second thing is we got to do this so that everybody can shut up about Nick Sirianni and all the questions. Like if they win the Super Bowl,
he's still going to get fired.
Twice in the Super Bowl, huh?
He still get fired. Don't matter.
Twice going to the Super Bowl and wins one of them? Come on, man. Andy Reid didn't even do that for us.
Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson didn't even do that for us.
He not a coach no more. Fired 2 years after the Super Bowl. But I do feel you. You a Sirianni advocate. You've been advocating from the beginning.
Come on, man. We can't let Josh Harris celebrate on our field, man. We cannot let Josh Harris.
The only celebrating he gonna do.
We cannot. So we have to win this game to get to the Super Bowl.
But who is Josh Harris for those that don't know?
He is the owner of the Sixers, and also the owner apparently of the New Jersey Devils, and also the owner of the Washington No-Name Football Team, aka the Commodores, aka the Commanders. Okay, whichever you want to call it.
Yeah, so
that. We cannot let that bull be on there accepting the NFC Championship trophy. We just can't. It's crazy. Well, he's the freaking Sixers owner.
That's the only way he's gonna celebrate in Philly is that way, because the Sixers damn sure ain't doing nothing.
Saquon has had an historical run, and this story will be complete. We gotta complete the story. This is such a great story. This bull was in captivity in New York. He got freed up. Came to Philadelphia, got freed up. And he has been born like somebody said, yes, thank you, I'm free. We got to finish the story for Saquon. We got to finish the story for Saquon.
Why?
And the last reason for me is that if we lose either this week or in this, like, then we actually got to start focusing on the Sixers. And who wants to do that? Have y'all watched the Sixers lately? Have y'all watched the Sixers lately? I mean, seriously, does anybody watch those games and feel like you watching and not feel like you watching paint dry when Embiid's not playing? Like, seriously.
We don't want that. We don't want that at all. Sixers win the Sixers. I don't know what y'all doing. Eagles win the game Sunday.
Come on, man. Help us keep this train going. Help us keep this story going and get us. Help us be distracted.
Got to. Don't do this to us. All reasons you name legitimate reasons, man. And do it for the fans. Do it for us.
Do it for us.
I done got gray hairs this year in the last few. I mean, y'all don't let the world.
He's catching up with me because of the Sixers, man. He's catching up with me because of the Sixers.
I'm almost there, man. I'm almost there. But Eagles, do y'all thing. clip this and send it to Sirianni. Tell him play it in the locker. Sirianni gonna like this because you've been riding for him. I feel
Yeah,
like
man.
send us tickets. He gonna send you a ticket and not me.
2 Super Bowl appearances, better than Andy Reid if he can do that. Or what? 2 Super Bowl appearances and a Super Bowl win. Better is he better? Okay, we'll talk about that another time. But come on.
He might have to play Andy Reid, so we're gonna have that conversation for sure.
Oh, and if he plays him and beats him at that, come on, man. I think that's definitely a question we got to talk about another time. If he does that, come on, man.
That'll be crazy. That'll be super crazy. But you already know we think the Eagles gonna win. We put that on record already. We about to go look around the league again. I know y'all love this portion of the show so much. Last week we pretty much picked all the games the same except for one. And that one game in which we differed was the Washington no-name football team Commodores versus the Lions. I picked the Lions. I said, there's no way they are going into Detroit, knocking them off. I don't care how hot they is. Original CP3 said they gonna win, and I don't know why he said it, but he said it, and he wound up being right. So kudos to original CP3 calling that upset. Did you put in your money line slip? Did you? I told the people don't bet. Did you bet?
I should have bet, man. I really should have. I really should have. Yep. I should have.
You should have, man. You would have made some money. You'd have made some good money. And just to recap, we both picked the Chiefs to win, and they did over the Texans. We both picked the Eagles to win over the Rams, and they did. We both picked the Ravens to win over the Bills, and they did not. And I shouldn't have did that. I was torn. I wanted to go with my guy Josh Allen. I didn't.
Thank you, Mark Andrews. Thank you, Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, that was crazy. And I lost money going against my guy Josh Allen, and that's what I get. I shouldn't have did it. And then the Lions Commanders, and we split there. And CP3 was on the right end of that. So we only got one game to pick this week, and because there's only 2 games, and we already picked one of them, and there's only one left to pick. And that game we're picking is the Buffalo Bills at Kansas City to play the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's directly after our game Sunday, January 26th at 6:30 p.m. Man, who do you like in this one?
Well, I feel like I should go with the Chiefs because, I mean, you can't go against the quote-unquote best quarterback in the game right now, right? I feel like I should go with the Chiefs. Like you just said, they at home. It makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, shout out to my boy Miz. I can be a contrarian sometimes. I'm going with the Bills, man. I think Josh Allen is going to actually pull it off. Man, I think Josh Allen is actually going to surprise everybody and pull it off. He's finally going to do it. He's finally going to do it. Shock the world.
Buffalo Bills over the Kansas City Chiefs. Wow. That'll be the second time the Bills beat the Chiefs this season. This is a rematch, by the way. The first match was in Buffalo, and the Bills did beat Kansas City. Handed them their first loss from what I remember. So this is a rematch. And original CP3 says the Bills come out victorious again. Me, did I learn my lesson about going against Josh Allen?
Nope. I already tell you didn't. Nope.
I don't have no money on this week, so I'm detached. Last week I had a couple hundred on it and I fumbled the bag. This week I'm rooting for Josh Allen. I do want to make that clear.
Rooting. That's it right there, folks. Exactly right there.
Just because it's a rematch, I don't feel good about them beating them twice and then in Kansas City. I don't know why, but I'm weird with stuff like that. I'm weird with stuff like that, man, when it comes to rematches of elite teams and then the flip switch and they're going to Kansas City. So somehow, some way, I do think Patrick Mahomes and them sneak out and it sets up a rematch in the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs, with the camera cutting to Taylor Swift every 2 seconds versus Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that because Josh Allen is my guy, man. And it's like, what am I doing? I am rooting for Josh Allen. I do want to put that on the record. But I do feel like the rematch factor, Josh Allen and them already got him. Now, Kansas City would have won the first game. It would have been so easy for me to sit up here and say Josh Allen, but
Right.
I think Josh Allen gets the MVP, comes up just short, and it's a rematch. So that's what we gonna do. That is the official playoff prediction. I'm rocking with Kansas City and the Eagles. The original CP3 is rocking with Buffalo and the Eagles. And just for a caveat, I am rooting for Josh Allen. I do want to put that on record. On record. So there we go. That's the original picks from us, playoff predictions. We've been tracking. We're gonna give y'all our overall records next time we get on here. We only got a few losses on there, so hopefully I go ahead and even up the series this time, so we can have the same record when we come back on. We probably gonna have the same Super Bowl pick as long as what we think happen is going to happen. We ain't gonna go ahead and jinx that. We just gonna say we be around it, man. And that's been our segment of Eagles talk, man. The Eagles talking, and we got our Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday at home hosting. The Super Bowl goes through Philadelphia. Great sentence to say. Philadelphia Eagles versus the no-name football team, Washington Commanders. This Sunday, 3 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in and watch the game. We're gonna drop the clips. And we're gonna have something special for y'all. We go to the Super Bowl. So stay tuned, man. That's been our version of the Eagles talking. We following the season until the end, whether the Eagles there or not. And if they ain't, man, they better be.
Nah, yeah.
But even if they ain't, we following it to the end. So lock in with us and enjoy the ride. No diddy. Well, we through the portion of the show where we can go ahead and get into the other team in Philadelphia. You want to talk? Do you want to talk about the Sixers today?
Nah, man, not really. I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Embiid ain't playing. George is okay. I don't know. I mean, what are we talking about? Yabusele? You want to talk about Yabusele? We can talk about Yabusele. You want to talk? Nah, I'm good.
You're right. We don't even got to go ahead and touch on the Sixers. The Sixers still the Sixers. All-Star break coming up. That's what we're going to say. We get a little break from it. And that's the next game. That's the next game.
Talk about touching. They're a little touched right now. They need a lot of healing and touching. I don't know. Pause. They just need something.
They need something. That's the next game on the bottom of the screen. We play the Pacers tomorrow night.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, we ain't gonna get into the Sixers. We gonna, leave it on a high note on our Eagles. And we just gonna give y'all one Eagles chant before we get out of here in honor of Mayor Sherelle Parker. And all the Eagles nations
pressure
out there, So we just gonna go ahead and spark that up on 3. 1, 2, 3. EAGLES Eagles. That's how you really spell it, kids out there. And I told y'all in the beginning, no, this was not a dream. But it was No Box Sports Podcast episode number 17, brought to you by No Box Entertainment. And I've been your host, Uncle Dud.
And I'm the original CP3.
That's the original CP3, and you better not ever forget it. And until next time, we'll holler at you, throw a dollar at you. Go Birds!
That's sweet talking. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready,